So, I am doing an NBA video today. Normally don't do those, but I wanted to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks and Phoenix Suns because I've been looking at trade rumors across the NBA, and I see the Bucks and the Suns come up repeatedly in discussions to trade for Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal, or I've seen Zach LaVine now with Milwaukee, especially. And I just got to thinking that I think it's kind of uh, a little bit like there needs to be a case study done on both of these teams as far as why are they in the situation that they're in now. And just 3 years, just 3 years ago they were they were in the finals, right? And I say that because you know there's been a lack of organizational continuity with both of these franchises. Obviously, head coach hirings and firings, and not like that's the biggest thing in the world. Uh, Trading away key contributors to the finals teams, however, that and so quickly, that was a little bit surprising. I think that after 2022 for I'd say 2023 there were signs that these teams were struggling now, especially Phoenix early in that season. Milwaukee was doing well, but you could even see with Milwaukee that they weren't looking great against the better teams. So the Dame trade happens, the Kevin Durant trade happens, and then the Bradley Beal trade happens the following summer, and we don't consider these teams as like true title contenders though. Like, does anyone think that the Bucks or Suns have a chance to win the title this year? To even make the finals? Uh, I give Milwaukee a little bit more of a chance right now, but I still don't see them beating Boston or even Cleveland at this point or the Knicks. So you feel like something has to be done, right? But you're in this situation where you don't have a ton of draft. I mean, obviously, you don't have a ton of draft capital to give up. I mean, we're talking about 2030, 2031 first round picks, uh, and what young talent are you willing to give up? Because if you're the Bucks, for example, our team's gonna have are they gonna ask for a guy like Andre Jackson Jr. or AJ Green if you are wanting to trade for a Butler or a Beal? Um, and you have to decide. Is I mean the one of the very few young uh, pieces you have. Are you willing to part ways with that to try to win in the next 6 to 18 months, right? So it's interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see up until the trade deadline what moves are exactly made. Um, Here's the thing: if I'm Milwaukee, I'm probably would consider Zach Levine. Um, I think that Chris Middleton is probably cooked at this point. Defensively, he struggles defensively, and even though offensively he shows you sparks, he gives he reminds you that he can still uh, shoot at high volume, good efficiency like he did against the Pacers. Um, I don't know. He doesn't seem like that guy uh, in 2021 and before anymore. Like I think that guy's done. Um, See, but again, defense. You need wing defenders, and Zach Levine's not a tremendous defender. Obviously, I don't think Bradley Beal, is not he's not going to improve the defense if any, I don't know, at all, right? Um, Butler would, but again, chemistry, continuity, possibly ego issues. Again, yeah, he'd upgrade the team, like, but there are ramifications to it too, and Phoenix is the same way. Like Phoenix is um, arguably a little bit more. I feel like there's not a lot of continuity right now, especially with Beal having Beal. You have three players that really kind of do the same thing, ISO scorers, and I think kind of Butler is kind of that same way. So I don't know how they make it. I don't know how Mike Budenholzer would make it work. But you obviously you can't count them out. You know, so that's just what I think. Like I'm not really sure like um, what I would do if I was GMs. So I just think it's interesting to think about the state of these two teams and why and how they got here. A whole different story. But like, what do they do from here? Do you sacrifice any future to win now? I definitely see Phoenix doing something. I'm not quite sure if Milwaukee is going to pull the trigger on a big name. I do think Phoenix will try to uh, will try to get off Beal. Um, I do see that happening. But as far as like what other teams are going to be involved, it's tough to say. It's tough to say, especially with and again the Heat don't have to trade Jimmy Butler. I mean Pat Riley doesn't. They don't. It could be like in Anthony Davis situation as well. So we'll see what happens, but um, see what happens February 6th and what these two teams do. So